Orale, Cholo Trucker here, M.A.S Movies and Shows. Sorry, we are very, very late. It's been quite a day for me. I just got back from the airport, coming back from Phoenix, but wanted to come on here and talk a little Menace to Society. Now, we understand it is not, exactly 30-year anniversary. We're just going off the year, right? 1993. 2023 and want to go ahead and talk a little bit about this movie and the impact that this movie had, but not going to do it without my tag team partner. He is known as the coolest guy in all of YouTube. Let's bring in my man one, Mr. G. Lou.
What up? What up? What up, everyone? What's popping? What up, Cholo Trucker?
What's going on, big dog?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, man. This came to me, homie. Um, kind of, it kind of went over my head, Holmes. Right? I was just like, oh, 30 years. Like, damn, dog.
Like it.
For one reason, the 70s is before my time, right? I was born in 81. But
Okay.
whenever I hear 30 years, for one reason or another, I kind of think like it's the 1970s or something like that, right? To think that 30 years ago, Gilu, it was 1993, homie. Like, that's a trip
Crazy.
to me, dog.
Crazy. Me too, bro. It don't even seem like it. You know what I mean? It's just like because it's like I don't know. Time does go by fast now, but it's like we're still living in it. Still seems like it's like we're older and a lot have changed, obviously. But like you said, it's hard to think 30 years because it's like I don't know, man. But it's a blessing to be here. You know what I mean? We're good. And we could talk about this tonight because I was honored to get the call, Mr. Cholo Trucker, to react or whatever. This is just showing love to the 30-year anniversary because this is definitely one of my favorite movies, especially when it came out. I remember seeing it at the theater. Then I remember having it. My mom hooked it up, had me the bootleg VHS tape, and I was the only one that had it. So everyone used to come on with my pad and watch it every day. I mean,
Mhm.
it was just this movie was serious back in the day, and still to this day, I love it. I watch it if it's on. When you flicking through the channels, if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, it's definitely there. Like you were saying, okay, so there's a few movies that if they're on and you happen to come across it, channel surfing, you leave it there. And this is one of them. This is one of them, man. So let me go ahead and say what's up to House of Tattoos, Jojo LB, saludos, saludos, man. Strange Days, what's going on? So Jilu, this movie coming off the cuffs, I guess somewhat. I don't want to say competing, but we had gotten Boys in the Hood before this, and
anime.
I remember seeing the previews to Master Society, and I remember seeing in the previews or hearing the previews, but when it was coming out in theater, they were saying it takes off where Boys in the Hood
Left off.
left off. What were your thoughts, man, seeing the previews, that this movie was made and that it's gonna come out in theaters, it being promoted like that. This movie takes off where Boys in the Hood left off.
I thought it was at that time. I'm young, and I thought it was incredible because even though now we look back at Boys in the Hood, I mean it's a classic movie, but compared to Menace, it's like what I mean. It's a little like PG compared to Menace, because it's so So we at that time we didn't know what we were about to see in Menace. No one did. Like that shit was like different, bro. We were used to Boys in the Hood, and at that time, Boys in the Hood was pretty it was real and it was graphic, had a couple scenes, where the dude got shot and it was pretty like real. So if they saying this is taking continuing where Boys left off, it's like, yeah, because Boys was a classic at that time. But Menace, I don't think we were ready for Menace only because that shit was just different, bro. From the beginning. Remember from the start of the
Yeah.
the starting scene, homie. It's like, wow, this is what we're in for. You feel me? So yeah, Menace was. I don't think we were ready, but I was excited though. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I never went to go see it in theater. Boys in the Hood. No, wait, no, it was Colors that I did. Okay, I didn't go see them in the theater, but I did see it when it came out. In the video store, the old school video stores, and we used to get it, man. We used to rent it like every other Friday. It was cool, man. It was a good time, and just watch it over and over and over. I mean, the impact that this movie had, the reality that this movie had, man. It was like, oh, dang, Um, let's go back to the beginning scene in this movie, right? You got Kane, you got O Dog walking in to a liquor store. I mean, it doesn't even the movie doesn't even set anything up. It just
Go
two
ahead.
dudes walking into a liquor store, gonna get a couple of 40s, and they're gonna bail out. And a whole melee happens, man. Old dog gets pissed because homegirl's over there pretending like she's dusting, trying to follow, making sure they don't steal anything.
Hurry up and
And yeah, hurry up and buy. Yeah. And next thing you know, dog, it's 187 robbery, homie. Like, what'd you make about that opening scene?
man, I thought it was just like I said, it was just like from the start, it was like, wow, it was just like took you away because, like you said, it starts like just walking in the store. That's regular, you and the homie going in there, and all of a sudden it turned, but as graphic and as real as it was, you can relate. Like that didn't happen to me personally, but at that time, stuff like that could happen at any time. You got that crazy homeboy, bro. Like Kane.
Mm,
That's why I thought this movie was so great and how it opened and showed the two how they were different. These are both boys. Like you had that homeboy, we were real close, but this dude here is a little crazy. You feel me?
mm,
So we saw that with O Dog, and just like that, that could happen. So it's relatable. But it was incredible that scene. He shot the dude, took his money, and grabbed the tape. Let's go. And came back and got his 40. Let's go. And this is how it starts off. So hey.
Hey, she got it too, man. She got it
Oh,
too in the
yeah.
back. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
push eject." I said,
Yeah.
"Eject."
I told you oh my God.
Yeah,
Told
yeah, then he starts ejecting bullets out that gun, man, on her, so,
Dog
I
was
mean
a fool, homie. Old Dog was Old Dog was he was man, he was that dude, bro. He said, I told you to get I,
stra
man.
hey, Strange Days is saying, "I feel sorry for your mother."
What you say about my mama? Hold on. You was gonna let him be, right? He said, hold on. That's what started it, actually, right? Because he was about to walk.
Yeah.
And he said, I feel sorry for your mother. He was like, hold up, man. What you say about my mama? And it was on after that. That was it, bro. That was it, bro. Wow.
See, he didn't have to say that, though. He didn't have to say that, man.
He
He
was
comes
already
out,
leaving.
yeah, dog, they're walking out. They are walking out, dog, you judgmental mofo, homie. You're over there, "Man, I feel sorry for your mother." Like, what are you expecting, dog? You think they're just gonna look back and be like, "Man," and just keep walking out, dog? At the very least, they're gonna put hands on you, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you're asking for trouble, man. But, yeah,
Yeah, that
I
was
forgot about that Strange Days, yeah.
man, that's what kicked it off. Yeah, South of Strange Days. That's what set everything off. Well, after that, what you say about my mama? Okay. It was it. That was it.
Hey, man, right after that scene, it goes back. I forgot what year it goes back,
Oh,
and
when
I
it
just did on this channel, I do a great scene in movie history, and I knew we were gonna do this, and I said, "Let me do a scene in Menace to Society," and I chose a scene that a lot of people forget about in the movie because most people, when they think about Menace to Society, they think about Kane, they think about Old Dog, A-Wax, all the boys out there. Heck, I think they even think more about the essays, hey, past the wire cutters, Holmes, you know what I mean? And looking up, oh, who are they, man? Oh, the essays were cool though, stuff like that. I think they think even more of that than they do about a very powerful scene, which is the very next scene that we're talking about, G and that is the Samuel L. Jackson being Kane's father and the
powerful.
trouble that Kane saw as a little kid, these parties. And I can relate to that, Holmes, because I had parties like that at my pad, around my sons. Looking back at it today, I highly regret it, thankfully, my kids weren't affected by it like that, and they turned out to be, good kids, man, but, yeah, man, I used to have the homeboys, shoot down and, man, the girls, the hyenas, and hey, man, everybody drinking and playing the music, and if you're gonna do, whatever high you're gonna get on, I would say like, hey, just make sure you do it over there or whatever, but it's not a good environment, man, and it's one of my biggest regrets as a father, in my young years that my sons would see all this going on in the house, man, and I truly regret it. So when I see that scene, I chose that scene because I think it's a very powerful scene, and it sets the tone for the rest of the movie. And Samuel L. Jackson, I mean, damn dog,
But let me add this part,
mm,
Cholo, to make you feel so bad because first, we've all, like I know when I was a kid, I seen those parties like
mm,
different settings, but kind of the same way with my pops and other people. And as growing up, I've seen different stuff like that wherever you were at, your auntie's house or whoever. You know what I mean? So you've seen it, but it's not that bad. I think the worst part wasn't the party. It was the fact that not only the party, but he actually seen his dad shoot the dude, bro. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah,
could do something to you. That's a little worse than just the party, bro. You know, so
yeah.
I just had to add that because that was trauma. I mean, to see that at that age, we don't know what that did to him, you know?
Right, right. But talk to us
Not that
about
bad.
that scene, man. So the mom is getting shot up, right? And then he's talking about, "Say, man, since you've been out the joint for 2 weeks, don't you think it's about time you pay me my money?"
Yeah. You say, "Man, what?" He said, "Man, everybody know, man, you had that little money before you went upstate, man." You know what I'm saying? He said, "What?" He said, "Man, you heard me. Some shit, man. You think I'm a motherfucking bitch or something? You know what I mean? You been sitting here, you know what I mean? You know, everybody know." That's what he kept saying. Everybody know you got some money or something, man. You know, he like, pay me my money, man.
Yeah, man. He's like, "The hell you mean you ain't got my money yet? You
Yeah,
best
yeah,
be
that's
coming
it.
over my cash."
Where else? He said, "What?" He said, "You heard me, motherfucker. You better suck my."
Hey, dog. Yeah, dog. Hey,
Like,
man.
when
And
he
he
said
he he
that,
did.
that was it.
That was it, dog. That was it. He pretty much confronted him with it. He's all like, "What you gonna do?" Now, I don't know if he was thinking that, hey, man, maybe he's thinking about he's gonna call him out to throw some hands or something. But Samuel L.
Wow.
Jackson's character, dog, he took it to another level. He's all like, "Oh, well, what am I?" And I like this. He's doing it with a cigar in his mouth. He's like, "Oh, well, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" He busts out a revolver, which has got to be a strange revolver, G. Luke, because I counted the shots and he shot 8 times. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
one heck of a revolver, man.
That's
But,
that's very detailed. I didn't catch that, Cholo. I never caught that.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he shot 8 times, so that's hey, man, that's one heck of a revolver right there.
Got away with
But
one. Yeah, they got away with one on that.
yeah, yeah. But hold on, though, Chilu, he blasts him, right? And then one of his homeboys, who is Ezel
Friday.
from Friday, he says something like, "Hey, man, like, cool it down or something." He's all like, "You owe me some money." He's like, "Hell no, there you go."
Wow. Man, that was classic, bro. That was classic, man. And then he looked at
Man,
his Kane was right there. He like, Kane, Kane. That right there, bro. Great cinema photography, however you say that. What's up, Brenda? Strange. But yeah, that was incredible, man.
yeah,
That
man.
was the movie.
What's up, Brenda Love? Yeah, I think that scene was so powerful and it set the tone for the rest of the movie. You don't see the parents at all. You just hear that they're both gone and he's living with his grandparents in the Jordan Down projects, man. And he's 18, graduating, and I don't know if he really has a bright future in front of him, but he's got into slanging and all this stuff, man, in the hood. And damn, man. The love interest. What's your thoughts on the love interest, Gilu? Let's talk about that because that is actually his homeboy, not just his homeboy, but his older homeboy, man, his mentor.
Yeah.
That is his baby's mom right there, dog. What do you say about that? Because I'll tell you this, Holmes, that's a big no-no, dog.
Yeah.
You don't do that, dog. That is a huge no-no. But what's your thoughts on that, man?
Okay, a couple things. Like you said, Kane coming up in the projects, like you said, you don't really know if he has a bright future. What I did notice about this character What I paid attention to and what I noticed that they showed was Kane, if you really look at him, he wasn't really a bad kid. He was just in the circumstance, like he wasn't like an old dog, just crazy. He was pretty smart. He was going to school. They showed that in the beginning. I mean, he was actually going to school. He respected his grandparents, but he was slanging on the side doing his thing. But you could see he was kind of like a good kid, somewhat of a good kid. But you could tell he was just swallowed up by his surroundings. Um, Fast forward to the love interest, which is Jada Pickett. Yeah, that's definitely a no all the way around. But to his credit, Kane never was the one. He never looked at her like that. Everyone else figured that, and he never looked at her like that. She was the one actually who kept, coming to him and then actually making the first move on him. If you remember at the party, he was like, "Nah, this ain't cool," and then I guess he couldn't resist himself. But I would say this. I think but all the way around, that's a no. But I will say he was resistant, and then he
Mhm.
went to the prison, and the dude told him, he's like, hey, well, I guess that's after he already did what he did, though. But
Right,
he
right.
told him, yeah, but he still told him, like, I already know, bro. I guess he could sense it, and he told him, go ahead. And I would say this also with the love interest. I think how they projected it in the movie would be really how it was, because they even made it her look like they were like almost like the same age, you know what I mean? So I
Mm.
think if that was his older homie, I don't think it would have been a little bit of different setting how he even looked at her. I think, you know what I mean? But I think that was for the movies, you know what I mean? So I'll just say that part. But like you said, that's definitely a no-no, you know what I mean? But to his credit, he resisted.
Right, right. I think people forget that's Jada Pinkett Smith right there, man. Playing, yeah. That's her role right there. So,
It
you
made
know,
it look
somebody
acceptable, like came, you know what I mean? Like they looked like they almost could be together. Not,
right.
I'm saying how they showed it, not in reality. So I
Okay.
just think that if that was really his older homie, she would have looked a little older than that. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? And he probably
mhm.
would have looked at her different. But the way they presented it, it made it look like they could be a love interest. You know what I mean? And she kept coming on to him, and then he just, I guess he couldn't help himself. You know what I mean? So I just think it was projected a little differently than what it
That
really would have been, if that makes
that's
sense.
where yeah, that's where I'm going with this Strange Days. You know who wasn't respecting it was Chauncey. Chauncey over there trying to get at her, dog. He's over there trying to, dang, he ain't taking no for an answer, homie. He ain't no quitter. He's all
Now that was disrespectful, bro. Like all the way around, homie. This is your homie, and this ain't the first time,
yeah.
Chauncey. So it's like he was very disrespectful, man. You know,
Mhm.
uh, but for Kane to, I don't know, pistol whip him, no, that was a little
Yeah,
extreme. So you got to know this dude is, it's no more, after that. You know what I mean? If you pistol whip me, I don't think we could be friends anymore. So either way, that was all bad. Yeah, faggot ass Chauncey. I know we jumped
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, man, you had some really good characters. Hey, Jilu, they go to a party and Kane is hanging out with his cousin. His cousin is from Long Beach, and they go to this party, man. I mean, the party is popping and rocking, Holmes. Inside, outside. They go outdoor. That's the first time you basically meet all the homies. And A-Wax, who's the older, somewhat mentor guy. You meet, you already have met O-Dog, just a crazy young dude, and he goes in the circle, right? Explaining who's who. Then you meet oh man, what's it? Sharif.
Sharif was
Yeah,
Tupac was supposed to play.
the who?
That's who the Tupac. I know you heard about Tupac was gonna be in the movie, but it went bad. That's who they wanted him to play, and that's why he had an issue with it. But that's off.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't
know that.
know that, man. So that was supposed to be Tupac's role?
Yeah. I don't know if you heard the backstory on that, but it's a backstory on that where Pac was going to the rehearsals and
Mm,
all this, and that's when he expressed that he didn't like the not only did he not like the character, they said he wanted to be someone like Old Dog or someone. But either way, they said he agreed to do the character, but he just wanted him to have more of a role and explain more of who he was. Because Sharif was just like the little square Muslim. He wanted them to give him a backstory to say maybe he was like this first, a ruthless vato, you know what I mean? But he changed his
mm,
ways, something, you know what I mean? So they were having discrepancies with the script. And they say, knowing Pac, he said he went off on him and, F you guys or whatever. And then they fired him from the movie. and he wound up having a fight. They sued him later. He had a fought him with some dudes, jumped the dudes, beat him up, and all type of shit at the video shoot for Spice One. Yeah, so it was a lot with this, man. They sued Tupac and all this stuff. So, but
I
fast
uh
forward though, they're the ones that just recently directed the Netflix or whatever the thing they had on Tupac recently. I don't know if you've seen that on FX or something.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. No, I know which one you're talking about, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I did not know that he was supposed to play Sharif. I
Yeah,
did know that he was supposed to play Baby Boy. That
yeah,
that was supposed to,
that too. Yep.
yeah, yeah, that was supposed to be his role right there. But I know I had no idea that he was supposed to play
Because
Sharif.
because early on, see, later he built a relationship with John Singleton. That's why he was going to be in Baby Boy and he was in Poetic Justice. But before that, because those are directed by John Singleton. But before that, he had a relationship with the Hughes brothers, who are the ones that directed Menace, because they're the ones who did his first three videos. They directed the videos, and they were just video directors. And they said they had a relationship. Told Pac, "We're gonna eventually make movies or whatever, and then we're gonna, link back up, whatever, whatever." But fast forward, they did. So that's how Pac was supposed to be a part of Menace, but they clashed and it went all bad.
Do you think it would have been better with Pac? And I don't just mean just because of the star power, because that definitely would have helped. It's like, oh man, Tupac in a row. But do you think it would have been better, just an overall movie if he were inserted into it?
That's hard to say. I mean, obviously, it would be different, especially now. I'm sure it would have made a difference. That's Tupac.
Mhm.
But it depends, I think, on how even what Pac had an issue with the role, how much of a role would have played to make it? Because Sharif didn't have a big role, but he was present throughout the movie. You know what I mean? But his role was, so I think Pac, even with that same role, Pac would have added some more to it, some maybe his own flavor. So, I don't know if it would have made a difference, but it would have affected the movie for sure, because you're gonna remember Tupac. Just like you remember Too Short,
Right.
even though he had a small role, you remember Too Short, Lulo.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, he comes out with a shotgun, man. You
Yeah,
ready to blow a
right,
hole?
right. You had to blow a hole in this mother. What he say? Like, damn.
What was other homeboy's name, man? Big dude who always wanted to go play football in Kansas.
Stacy, big Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy, that Stacy, man, you better get out of here with that black power stuff. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that gets no play in my ride.
Yeah, Stacy was funny. That was funny. He had a bad Chevy too, homie.
Yeah, yeah, he did, man. So, hey, man, they leave that party. They're going to Jack in the Crack. I don't know who calls it Jack in the Crack anymore, man. Everybody used to call it Jack in the Crack back in the day. Everybody, I never heard anybody call it Jack in the Box. It was always,
Right.
hey, man, we're gonna go Jack in the Crack, you know. Um, and his cousin gets blasted, dog. Take us through that scene, man. What are you thinking? Because his homies are just down the street putting gas, dog.
That scene was so powerful. I think you felt it. Like I said, I seen it in the movie, so you felt it. But even with you, if you're at home, whatever, even if you look at that right now, that scene right there is a powerful scene. 'Cause like you said, they were just at the light, yeah, pulled up, man, it's hot as a mother. He turns off the heat, you know what I mean? Because it's like, whoo, got his little 40, they ready to go. What they just left the party, so they like
Mm.
whatever. Next thing you know, in the Astro van, I think. Back in the days, the Astro vans, bro,
Astro
you
Vans,
know,
man.
man. So
Yeah.
slide the door open, like just like that. I felt bad because I thought they would get away, but I guess dude was like, nah, I ain't going out like that.
Mhm.
But if you look back at it, you did go out like that. And I don't think that was you. You didn't have a win in that. I understand, I don't know. I just think he should have just, you know, gave it up, bro, because I don't know, but of course, they blasted him, blasted Kane, then took his car, wiped the window off, and it's like, wow,
Hey, let me ask you, yeah, because he did have his hand on his strap,
yeah,
right? He did have his left hand on
I
the
think get
strap,
out.
but
If you
the
get out, dog,
thing
I ain't
was,
going
how am I gonna get it up to, to let it off, man? And he didn't get a chance to do that. But let me go ahead and ask you this, Gilu. So once they go down, right? Kane is shot, his cousin is dead, pretty much, man. He's twitching on the floor.
right.
Okay, yeah, Sharif stays there with his cousin. what would one Mr. G. Lou do, man? Because he's all like, "It's not right. We can't leave him just here, man."
Right.
But at the same time, old dog is saying the right. He is telling the truth. He's all like, "He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. We got an injured man right here that we got to tend to." But Sharif is over there saying, like, "Look, it's not right that we just leave him right like this on the street, Holmes."
Right.
You know, I understand both sides of it, man. What would G do? What I mean, if you were put in that predicament, dog, what would you do?
No, I actually think it was perfect the way they did it. Like Sharif was able to stay with him. Sharif was the guy, and we go to the hospital. It depends on who I was in that situation. If I'm the driver, if I'm old dog, which is Kane's right hand man, so I'm holding Kane. Let's go to the hospital. Sharif, you stay with him. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's all we can do because we know he's dead. So yeah, Sharif, you stay with him. I'm going to the hospital. But if I'm Sharif, I don't know. Like I said, it depends what part I would play in that. If I'm just a cat like Sharif and I'm like, we can't leave him here. I don't know, man. I think someone should have stayed with him, but because everyone didn't have to go to the hospital. Long as Kane was there and the driver was there, let's go.
Yeah, man. I would have been very conflicted. Like, hey, dog, if that's really my boy, homie, I'm not. I don't want to leave him just laying in the street like that. He's gone. I
But
get
you
it.
got you know what I think? Sorry to cut you off, Cholo. Let me
No,
add
go ahead.
this. I think about it now. We got to think they he wasn't their boy like that. They didn't even know him really. That was just Kane's cousin. So it didn't have the same like if that was
Mm.
Sharif or Stacy. It was like we don't even know him like that. You feel me now?
Right, 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 right. You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. Hey, dog, did you ever know a Sharif? Somebody like Sharif?
Um, I can't say like not Muslim like, but a guy who acted like Sharif was the guy of different reasoning. Of
Yeah.
yeah, I've known something similar to him, similar. You know,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I like his pops, man. His pops.
yeah, yeah.
You
That
know,
was the Rock, homie. Remember the Rock?
yeah, yeah, the show Rock, man. Yeah, dog. Not a lot of people know about that show, man. That even had I remember one episode about that where his daughter's dating this kid who's into trouble. He ends up getting blasted, man. Uh Going out for ice cream, trying to patch everything up there with him and everything, man, to date his daughter again. It was a good show, comedy show, but it would get serious at times.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
oh, no, man, I mean, the hunt is on, and
And
you're
you're
the
the
prey.
prey. That was
Dog,
powerful. Kane was just like he was just looking like the hunt is
yeah,
on. He said,
yeah.
"Yeah, I know." He said, "Yeah, I know." Because the son, yeah, I told him about the white girls and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he
You're
said,
gonna
"But
bring
I don't
you
really." He said, "I don't really agree with the Muslims what they're doing, but they've changed them. And if Allah can make a better man out of him than I can, I'm all for it. But you, son, what are you gonna do? I know you don't want to go to Kansas and all that, but what are you gonna do if you stay? Huh?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the hunt is on, and you're the prey."
yeah, 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 and before that, he was telling his son, "You're gonna bring me home one of your
Yeah,
white
white
devils."
devils. That was hey, but that was just powerful. How short. I like how they
Mhm,
had like Charles Dutton, Samuel Jackson, and even the Duke dude who did the cop scene. Like real small roles, but real powerful.
mm, mm. Let's talk a little bit about the payback, right? So Kane's cousin gets blasted, he gets killed, Kane gets shot, he's out of the hospital, and old dog gets the 411 on the drop on these dudes. Where they be kicking it at? Hey man, what's up? You down for the 187? Let's go do this. Let's handle. Okay, boom, bam, they go. First
Even
of all, man, I like the arguing in the car, man. It's like, look, not me, man. I ain't killing no kids. And old dog's like, man, I just don't
just don't
care.
give a fuck.
I'm blessed anybody. And he's laughing like, I just don't care. So I'm like, not me, man. All right. I ain't killing no kid. You know what? You acting like a little right
Like,
now.
yeah, these motherfuckers killed your cousin in front of you, and you ain't gonna do shit, man. You acting like a little bitch right now, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me tell you something, Julie. Let me tell you something, dog. After that movie, everybody used to say that. Everybody used to say that. You know what? You acting
Like
like a little
right now.
I swear, dog. Everybody started saying that, Holmes. Everybody started saying that, dog. It was great. It was great. Good
And then
times,
I
man.
like
Good
how they
times.
had again, like you said, A-Wax, who's the big homie. He was like, "All right,
Mm.
man, both of y'all sound like some, both of y'all act like y'all scared to build these fuck ass niggas caps. Give me my joint."
So check this out, man. Kane later on, right? And we're gonna go back to the shooting, but later on in his bed, he's talking about like,
You thinking
I thought killing him would make me feel better, but it didn't. But all I knew that if I needed to kill, I can kill again. But in reality, dog, and I don't want to get too technical here, but if you really think about it,
about
Kane didn't kill anybody. He didn't kill anybody, dog. Now, old dog, he
him?
whacked homeboy, dog. He whacked him with one
With
shot,
the hands,
dog.
right?
Just
The game.
pow, dog.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, I mean, he whacked him with one, just boom, dog, and he's gone. Kane,
Yeah,
Kane's blasting,
blasting it.
dude. Yeah, he's still running. Yes, Kane hit him a few times, and who knows, maybe he would have died eventually. But it was Awax who killed him. So again, man, I know I'm kind of splitting hairs, but just to make it clear,
Right,
Kane never killed anybody
right,
in that movie. It
right.
was O-Dog and Awax, man. Just any
Nah,
thoughts on that, Jilu?
you pointed that out at Jungle Trucker said, I just want to point this out. Kane, you are not a killer. But I guess he felt he took the credit or he was associated or either way he felt, we killed these guys and I was a part of it. And he's having
Mm.
nightmares and all these things. And yeah, I think that's yeah, you're definitely right. He didn't kill anyone, but I just think he probably really felt in his head that he did and he's a killer now, or he participated in that type of activity and it didn't make me feel anything. I just knew if I had to, I'd kill again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it comes to that life, I'm not trying to say he ain't a writer, but at
So
the same
I
time, it almost seems like he was forced
That's what I
to.
told you though at the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
He
yeah,
really Game really was a good kid, bro.
yeah.
He was just swallowed up by all this shit. His best friend is a killer. His, all of this stuff is going on, but I don't think he really wants that. But he has no choice. He walked in the liquor store. He had no choice
Mhm.
but to witness the murder. He's accessory to murder. He didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? And it keeps on going and keeps on going. So
Hey, what about old dog showing the videotape and saying that he's gonna sell them, dog?
that was
They're sitting down, enjoying the videotape, dog, of him blasting. I remember. Hey, who is it? It's Chauncey. Yo, Wax. Look at Kane back there with a 40 looking like a sucker.
and that's when Oda was like, watch this part now, watch this part. Boom.
Yeah.
Really like he was really into it, bro. That's when I knew old dog was crazy. Old dog is crazy, homie. When a dude sits up and watches the tape, homie, like
Mhm.
that's why you seen Kane over there just like Kane didn't like that shit. And he was, but everyone else enjoyed it. So
Right.
that let you know again, Kane was a little different, right? Everyone else enjoyed it. And old dog was just crazy watching the tape. And yeah, I'm gonna sell these. What do you say? 49.95 or 59.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I said, wow.
Hey man, there's this character in the movie that we all made fun of, man. We all made fun of him and everything like that. But growing up today now, I mean, I can still laugh at it because it's a movie. But it is sad that there are people out there like this, and that's the dude trying to, get his hit for some double cheeseburgers. I got some double cheeseburgers, man. Looking back at that scene, again, it was all funny and everything. We made so much fun of that part, but it's very sad, honestly, man, when you think of reality that, hey, man, there are some people out there like that, and when O-Dog killed him, in all reality, G-Lu, my first thought was like, ah, that's fine, dog. Kind of put him out of his misery, man. Now, I don't know if that's wrong or what, but I was just like, it's, I guess, better, man. I'm not even really sure, but what's your thoughts, G-Lu?
I thought that was like, wow. I think at like you said at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I'm just into the movie, and I was like, wow, that was funny. And he just like smoked dude because he did say suck my dick or excuse me,
Mhm.
whatever he said. But
Yeah.
if I look back at that now, I think that was a bit extreme though, bro. Like you really just murder getting into murder. You could have like say for instance, if you got caught right there or whatever, you gone for life for that. But
Yeah.
just this crackhead dude, you know what I mean? So that was a bit extreme, I would say, but I think that just showed the character of Odog. He didn't give a F. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I think that's more of what it showed than anything, because that was definitely extreme, bro. I don't think I would have did all that. You know what I mean? Maybe smacked him or something with the pit, but to shoot the guy,
Right.
that was a bit extreme. But like you said, it did take him out of his misery. So I don't know, but I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't have done that. I don't think I would have shot dude like that, bro. That's all.
All right, man. Hey, man, let's get to some of the characters, dog. And who are some of your favorite characters, and who do you think the character probably needed a little brushing up on, or who do you think needed a little bit more of a bigger role? Or did everything fit for you? Was everything nice and fit for you? I mean, when we go down the line of Kane and his love interest with Jada Pinkett Smith, at the same time he's over here getting homegirl pregnant, which leads to his demise and all that stuff. But when you think about the characters, man, what's your thoughts on the characters?
I think you kind of summed it up, Cholo Truck. Like with everything you said, like I would at first think, yeah, maybe this person needed a bigger role. Excuse me, Too Short could have played a maybe a bigger role because he was really the OG. AWAX was, but Short really showed the more wisdom. He was getting money and doing all that. AWAX kind of he was the OG, but he just hung around with them, you know. So maybe Short, maybe a bigger role. But I do think everything, like you said, fit how it should have. You know what I mean? Everything was here and there, even the small roles, but they were powerful. So I think they did a good job on how they did everything. The characters, I loved them. I think Old Dog definitely, if it was up for awards and all that, which I don't think this movie got any, but I would pick Old Dog would get best actor.
Yeah.
Definitely Kane would get supporting actor because he did his thing. So I think everyone played their part.
Yeah, man. Old Dog played that character very, very, very well, man. And I think most people kind of more like the movie. Look, in reality, okay, so like I think of the movie like La Bamba, right?
Right.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
That Lou
That
Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, yeah, with Lou Diamond Phillips, right? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. In reality, man, that movie was made so damn good because of the brother,
Yes.
Bob, the
Best supporting
biker
actor.
guy, man. He made that movie so damn good. And in this movie, while Kane is the main actor, in reality, I think he was kind of a little drowned it out with O-Dog because O-Dog made the movie that damn good. All the other characters, um, I don't want to say they didn't bring anything to the table. They all brought something to the table, obviously. But if you remove like if you remove Stacy, I'm not really sure how much it affects the movie. I'm sure it's gonna have some effect to it. If you remove AWACS, I'm sure it's gonna affect the movie somewhat somehow. But hey, Holmes, if you remove O Dog, you got a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
That movie is we're probably not talking about it today.
Right. Right. I agree.
So yeah, I think
I
Jojo
think
help me.
Old dog, definitely. Yeah, I see JoJo. You ready to put a hole in him up? That was too short. That's what he came with the gauge. He cocked. You ready to put a hole in him up? It was like, look at y'all scared like some bitches. Okay, but yeah, uh, definitely Old Dog stole this. I think everyone could say that when they think of Menace, they think of Old Dog. Even though Kane was the main character, when you think of Menace to Society, you definitely think of Old Dog first. Definitely
Agreed.
came, stole the show, breakout, you know, breakout actor, blew everyone away because he came out of nowhere. We didn't know him, but I think he had some previous couple little things here and there, but we didn't know him. No one knew him, so that's what made him more powerful. So like you
Mhm.
talked about earlier, having Tupac and all these things in there. I think this is what made this movie more powerful is that we didn't know these characters and they came and did what they did. You got to think Boys in the Hood had Ice Cube, which made the movie and sold the movie. These were two
Mhm.
actors you never knew, and they came and blew it out the frame. You know,
Yeah, yeah, and, let's talk a little bit about the fight scene because that was pretty much what ended Kane's life right there, right? That was I thought that was pretty damn good. You know, they're heading back to his pad, and hey, which one of y'all is Kane, man? You know, and just the confrontation.
hey man,
Uh,
like I don't know who you. He said I'm a.
mm,
He said I'm Alina's cousin. He said I'm Alina's cousin, partner. She don't like the way you been treating her, and I don't like it either. So like, what's we supposed to fight over? Hey man, I think you need to watch. You call it, and I think you need to. And that was it. And they stomped him out. And like you said, that was the end of Kane.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he stomps him out, and old dog even puts a stomp
Oh,
after. Yeah, after after the grandpa comes out, he gets kicked out, man.
but go
Um,
to that part because that was powerful, bro. When he went
yes.
in the house and the grandparents had that talk with him,
Mhm,
because I've heard those type of talks before too. But the grandparents, that was powerful. You know, Kane, um, son, we done all we can do with you, but you are bad.
mhm,
Say,
yeah.
Grandpa, you know, no, you cannot remain in my house another night. I love you. She said, Kane, we love you. We did all we could do for you, but you're bad.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I saw the point that was so good about that scene right there, Jilu, is I saw the little kid in Kane when he looks at his grandma and he calls out for her. He's like, "Grandma,"
Oh,
you know, I just the facial expression and the voice.
she looked too, and how she looked back at him. She was there
Yes,
for him,
yeah,
but
it
she had to
was
catch
tough
herself to
for
say,
her.
yeah, she had to turn away, bro. She
Yeah, man, I saw the little kid in Kane, you know, just grandma. And she just, I think she saw the little kid in Kane and she knew that what her husband was doing was probably the right move, right? Because if not, they're gonna he's gonna end up bringing so much heat. Who knows, man? That pad could have got shot up,
shut up. Yeah, yeah.
you know. So,
Who thought he
um,
would? Yeah,
yeah, so she was in agreement, but it, man, how much it hurt her,
yeah,
and as much as I think it would hurt a parent to have tough love like that, to a certain extent, I think it's even a little bit rougher for grandparents
yeah,
to have that sort of tough love. It's like, hey, get out, you
yeah.
know?
Gotta if you do that to your grandparents, that means you push them to the limit because the grandparents always have your back. They're the ones you go to even after you get into it with your parents or whatever. You know,
Right.
they got your back. But when they say it's a wrap, you know, and we
Yeah.
don't know what they put up with because they kind of just showed us a little bit, but I'm sure Kane had already put them through a lot, you know, but they were happy because like remember I told you again, he was balancing a lot. He really was a good kid. Remember he graduated, so they were happy about that.
Mhm.
So he was somewhat of a good kid, but I'm sure he put them through a lot. You know what I
And
mean?
remember what the grandma said, right? Because he told them, he said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna end up leaving in a few days. You know, okay, just stay here till then." And the grandma said, "I hope you don't ruin that girl's life, King."
Damn. Just like
Oh,
just like the Korean dude. I feel sorry for your mother. Yeah, I mean, it hit the same way, doggy. It hit the same way. Damn.
oh man. Kane is over there talking about like, man, I ain't trying to hear this again. Last one that said this to us,
Right? That's the
who
same
got
way.
popped.
Yeah. Hope you don't Kevin, I hope you don't mess up that girl's life. He said, but grandma.
Oh man, yeah, dog. Yeah, that was a very very sad, powerful scene. Seeing that, like I said, it's even more powerful because his grandparents, you know, and good grandparents. And
Yeah.
damn, that was a rough scene, man. As we fast forward to the end, where it all goes down, dog. You know, the homeboy wasn't playing. You know, homeboy wasn't playing, man. He was there to stick up for his cousin. He gets stomped out. It's like, all right, man. Now we're gonna take it to another level, man. They show up in some beat up ass ride, dog. Damn, that sucker's all
Who
rusted up, man. You could hear like the joints squeaking and everything. I'm like, hey, dog, is this ride even gonna make it? You know what I mean? If we
uh,
gotta peel out, dog, what's is it really gonna get us out of here? Like, damn.
right,
But
right.
man, they turn that corner, dog, and they're all messed up. And what's up now, partner? And, man, take us through that, G. Lou. What was your thoughts when you first saw that, man?
Powerful. I thought like you, actually after he stomped him out, we was like, wow, but you already thought in your head, okay, it's gonna be retaliation. And let me add this part briefly. I'm only saying this because I know everyone heard about the new resurgence with the Tupac case. You know, they arrested Keefe,
Mhm, mhm,
where he actually arrested himself for all the talking he's been doing. But
right.
he arrested, but I'm just want to add this because it goes back to the same way. This is nothing new. Just how the guy got stomped out. I saw Orlando got stomped out, the guy that Tupac and them jumped. And what happens?
Mhm,
They come back and
mhm,
retaliate. That's the
mhm,
mindset of most, especially in LA. You know that, and gang
mhm,
members, and that's automatic. So I think it repeats itself, and we see this in this movie, same way we saw it Tupac and many others we know. That's what happens. So yes, when this scene happened, I thought it would happen, but we didn't know how it would happen. But when we see, I think at first it was funny. I think serious as that was, we kind of it was a little comedy as well because the dude was hella funny, right? Remember when they show him at his, the only thing, it was like with his cousin, they almost made it like that was his late, like that was his Heiner or something. I'm like,
a little bit, yeah, man. It's like they're at the same pad, and she's all like, she's holding on to him. Like, I just don't want you
no,
getting in
right,
trouble.
trouble. No, I got to handle my business.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Dude, okay, bro. This is your cousin, homie. You don't know what she's up to, bro. But I got to go handle my. I'm gonna handle this nigga for you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He gets in the car, and it's like, wow, he's extreme. Even his homeboys are like, dude, calm down, dude. Remember his homies like, what you all walking like that for? Remember how he walked out the house? That was a classic too. That's like a meme. How he walked out the house like,
yeah. Looking just,
what are you looking for, dude? So
yeah,
it was a little funny, right? That was comedy, bro. Even though that was a serious situation, homie was comedy. But his dudes,
yeah,
his in the car though, they were about business. You seen those dudes? They
mm,
were like strapped up. The
yeah,
blue bags got the
yeah.
back, so you knew it was about to go down. So it was crazy, bro. And I think it was very unexpected how they even knew where he was. So it was like, wow, they're getting ready to pack up, thinking they're about to leave. And then you got, remember, old dog is hella mad. He like, I don't know why you got me carrying stuff. I ain't the one
Mhm,
moving. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Sell out, motherfucker. So old dog is hot that Kane is leaving him. And then all of a sudden, these dudes come around the corner and it's just like chaos. And then you got the baby right there. Kane saved the
mhm.
baby. Um, it was, that was deep right there. And then Kane was really the only one really affected, right? Kane was the only one that got shot. That he got.
Nah, Sharif.
Oh yes, no, 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 no. Sharif didn't remember. Sharif was. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's the first one to go, dog. He's the first one to go. He didn't have a chance. He was gone like that.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
for Sharif. See, Sharif didn't deserve that, bro, because he. But again, you see how that happens. Kane gets shot. Well, Kane stomped him out, but Sharif
right.
gets shot. But nothing to old dog. Old dog's just like, damn.
Old dog comes he's blasting back,
Oh yeah,
he
right,
takes out his strap and he's blasting
yeah,
back, man, but yeah, Sharif, he's the first one to go, just boom, like that, man, just
right.
gone, and then, Kane he gets hit, but he's, somewhat still alive, for the moment, and, man, that just, it just kinda goes to show that, it doesn't need to be you, it could just be who you hang around with, Sharif, he's not over there hurting anybody or getting into fights or getting into pleito or any masa like that, man.
But
And
he's around these guys all the time. These are his homeboys. But
he's
you
our
hold on.
homeboy.
Do you think, because we know people like that, but do you think, what do you think though? What would you tell a Sharif before even he got killed? Like, why are you hanging around? I know these are his friends, but you're not you're obviously not doing what they're doing. You change your life. I know maybe you're there to watch over them because he preaches positivity, but what are you
Mhm.
doing right now, Sharif? Hanging with these guys all the time.
Right. And he's just there to help them pack up so they can move. it's a rough one, you know. If I'm dad and I know my son's hanging around with a couple of dudes that get into some bad stuff, and he's not like, "Hey, dad, you know what? Yeah, but he's gonna change his life. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna help him move today. You know, I'm gonna go help him pack. Yeah, man, I could see myself being like, yeah, okay, cool, man, go help him pack, you know. But damn, it's just very unfortunate, man, that he gets popped like that. And old dog, the craziest one, clean. I mean, he's just blasting back, you know. So I mean, damn, crazy scene. Hey, two scenes real quick, G Lou, that I forgot to bring up, man. One was the cop scene, right? Where the
Mhm.
cops were Kane and and Sharif get, hassled by the cops, man, and they drop
The
them
hood
off
is
with
hot,
the
man.
essays. Yeah, 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 yeah. "Hey, I'm a black man. This is because I'm a black man."
I'm a black man.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you boys like barbecue.
they dropped us off in the essays territory. Hey, let's talk about that scene real quick, man. Pass the wire cutters, Holmes.
Powerful.
Y Do you know,
He
obviously,
told
man.
us, "Are you gonna go with me or what, Holmes?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, obviously for me, that scene was very capturing, dog. Like I was really watching the movie, but for me, that scene obviously just like opened
Right.
up my eyes a little bit more. Like, oh man, okay, we got some ratos up in here, man. What's gonna happen and all that. But what's your thoughts about that scene, man? With the when the cops go and start roughhousing Kane and Sharif and go drop them off with the essays.
I thought that was powerful too. I think they were showing a reflection. I think that touched a lot of people and a lot of, especially wherever you lived at in LA. It was different for different parts, but I've heard
Mm,
stories of that they do that. You know what I mean? Um, take you to another hood and drop you off. I've heard stories like that. So I think they specifically did that to show, because to the outsider, like I'm sure someone that lived in Wyoming or looked at that like, wow, I can't believe the cops would do that. Maybe that's just Hollywood. That was really going on. You know what I mean? So
yes.
I think they show that to reflect. See, yeah, they draw. Oh yeah, that's Tommy Jojo. I think they did that to show how really the LAPD is, bro. In certain, Hollenback, depending where you are, it was more of a gang presence. Like certain areas, it was really going down like that, bro. So that was crazy. But let me add this. I liked how, again, what they did when they said they dropped them off in the essays hood and they took care of them and took them to the hospital. That could have
Mhm.
either way. We know how that works. That could have happened that way, or that could have went a different way, but I like how they did it in the movie to show it. I mean, I think that was powerful too.
Yeah, man. Well, okay, so I mean, what would happen? At least my experience, what I seen and stuff, they would take your shoes off, right? Because they would have you take your shoes off because homies will put little sacks in their shoe. So it's like, okay, take your shoes off. So they would have them take their shoes off, and then they would get them in the ride without their shoes, leave their shoes there, and then go drop them off at rival territory, dog, because they knew who you were, they knew where
Right,
barrio you're from.
right.
So without your shoes, go drop you off at a rival neighborhood, man. And it's like, okay, cool. You get the heck out of here. And it's like, man, I don't even got shoes. So, and
Um,
there you go, man. You're just
um,
left to walk it back. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different time, man. I mean, it was
LAPD was treacherous back then. The sheriffs and LAPD sheriffs, or whatever city you were in, the city cops. But the sheriff, they were treacherous because if you were feeling that was their excuse. If you were gang related or looked like a gang member, the big shit you create to white t-shirt. That's all they look for. White t-shirt, bald head, or whatever the case. That was it, bro. And they had authority to do whatever they wanted to do to you, bro. And they were
yeah.
treacherous back in the day.
Yeah, 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 big time, man, big time. And the last scene, man, or that I want to bring up that I didn't touch on was was
Break yourself.
no, make sure you come back here. Say about 10:30.
Oh yeah. I don't get out of bed. He's no, yeah, that's what he said. Makes you come. Yeah, that was a Chauncey, faggot ass Chauncey.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He's talking a little white boy, man. He's all like, make
What
sure
is
you're back here about 10:30. He's like, or
that?
are
He
you
said,
sure
"Are you
you want to be back
10:30?
here at 10:30?
Motherfucker, did I stutter? What, you too scared to come around here in a black man's neighborhood, motherfucker? I said 10:30, and I don't get out of bed till motherfucking 10:30, you know what I mean? Take your ass on up outta here. Hey, he was Chauncey was funny though, bro. He was
Yeah, he
funny.
was, man. Yeah, he was, man,
Going
and,
on this
yeah, that's the scene right there, Veno G, yeah. She come back around 10:30,
yeah,
and, they go jacking for a ride, and that's they let Old Dog off with a warning, but Kane, ended up getting locked up, and then there was that scene with the, "So you bought the bottle of beer at 11:30." He's all
yeah.
like, "Yeah, about, okay, but you're sure you bought the bottle of beer
But
at 12:30?"
I bought the
"Yeah, 12:30."
at 10 that yeah, yeah, 10:30. Now you know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah, man, yeah. Hey, yeah, Gilu, okay, so, bringing the movie to an end, man, bringing to a close, his grandfather had asked him, "Do you care whether you live or die?" And that's pretty much how, that's pretty much how the movie ends, right? After he gets blasted and he, passes away, Stacy's telling Old Dog to go get some help. Old
I can't
Dog won't go. He's just like, "Man, get the hell out of here."
get some fucking help. Hold on, just like, I don't get some fucking help.
But, he remembers that. He's like, "My grandfather asked me one day if I
Yeah,
care whether I live or die. Yeah, I do, but
that was
now it's too late."
yeah.
I thought that was a picture perfect finish for that movie. Um, to bring that back up again at that moment, after everything that we have witnessed in that movie, I thought it was picture perfect to insert that line in there, G. Lou. I thought it finished the movie perfectly with that, man. What's your thoughts on it?
I agree, because if you go back to when he first asked him, remember that's when he was walking out the house. That's when I could tell too that that's when we can see eventually when he kicked him out, the grandparents were going through it with Kane, a lot, things were happening. And he asked him that time, you know, Kane, do you care whether you live or die, Kane? So, I don't know, walked off. But
Mm,
now when he's dying, he remembers it, but it's too late.
right.
Powerful, man. And that's
Yeah.
what happens a lot. It's too late for a lot of we see a lot of, youngsters, man. We know a lot of people, man, 20, 30 years ago that you think, wow, just like we thought this movie was 30 years. We know homies that passed away 20, 30
Yeah.
years ago, man. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, if you look back now, it wasn't even worth it. None of it's worth it, man. But
Mm.
it's like, wow, a lot of homies
Gilu,
lost.
did this movie make you think? Because it never really made me think of like not being around. I
Nah,
saw
because
it
we
like
were
cool,
young.
like it's a cool movie, but it never really
We
made me
young.
think. Until now, later on in life,
Yeah,
now I could see the message.
yeah.
But at that time, I didn't
Yes,
really
that
see the
shit was
message.
cool. That's the message wasn't there. We knew it was there, but we
Mm,
didn't. We glorified the bush, you know what I mean?
right.
The
Yes.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
We knew all that shit. We knew Kane died in the end, and we were
Yeah.
sad, but we thought about the fun stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we were young, still living it then. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we knew, but nah, that movie was fun to us then. We didn't want to think about. We knew it was there, but we didn't want to think about that. At that time, you don't want to think about all that. I want to think about the fun shit.
How
So we glorified the movie.
how powerful was this movie to you, and what did it mean to you, man?
Very powerful to this day. It means a lot. That was our culture. That's the time we grew up. You know what I mean? In the 90s, that's when I was living that shit in real life. So
Mm,
that movie to this day, it shaped me. That's why you say it's hard to think it's 30 years because it doesn't seem like it when it comes on all the time. I watch it and it's just like regular because it relates so much. So this movie to me was powerful, more powerful, I would say, than Boys in the Hood. Salute the Boys in the Hood. But
mm.
Menace definitely had a bigger impact, I would say. So it's one of the best movies to me ever. Like I said, whenever it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
I I concur. I love Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood is a great movie. Highly recommend that movie. But if I can only choose one, it would definitely be Menace to Society. Yes. absolutely, man. When it comes to both of these movies, doesn't mean that Boys in the Hood is not worth bringing up because that is a tremendously good movie,
Same
man.
way, like I said, if that's on, I'm gonna watch that too for the most part.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So yeah,
yeah. Yeah, man. Wow. I mean, what a movie. This movie will definitely go down in history. Here it is, 30 years later, still talking about it, still good, still relevant, and still good to watch till this day, man. I loved it, man. I still love this movie all the way through and through. So when was the last time I watched it from beginning to end? I'm gonna tell everybody it has been quite a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a promise. I'm going to sit down and watch this movie from beginning to end. I don't really want to put some timeline into it, but I would just say before 2023 is up.
right, right.
So I'm not talking about just just a piece or anything. I'm talking about sit down, throw it on, and take it all in, man. Because what a great movie, man. Gilu, anything else, brother, that you want to go ahead and add or about Master Society?
I just want to add, again, thank you for having me be a part of it. This was an honor because this is one of my favorite movies to this day. If we could do the Cisco and Ebert thing like they used to have back in the day, I would
Hmm.
give it a thumbs up. I don't know how they used to rate it. I forgot how they rated it, but to me, Menace, great movie, a lot of impact. A lot of people may say whatever they say about it, but it had a lot of things in it that taught you. It glamorized the violence, but they had messages throughout the movie. You know what I mean? It was messages throughout the movie, so it was a teaching tool too. But it was just incredible, and I don't think it'll never be a movie like that again. So salute to Menace 30-year anniversary. Glad to be a part of this, Cholo Trucker. Thank you.
And it came with a badass song, man. Straight
Sounds
up Menace from
straight up.
MC8. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck that
So,
childhood is not the way I am. Man,
yeah. Ah, man. Great stuff. I definitely gotta watch this movie again from beginning to end, man. We're gonna leave it right there, man. Hey, gracias everybody for tapping in. You guys go ahead and check out my boy G Lou. I'm sure you guys know who he is. He's the coolest guy on YouTube, but I will go ahead and leave a link in the description. A link in the comment section. It'll be pinned, so it'll be the first comment you guys see. Tap that link and it'll take you to the coolest YouTube channel on YouTube. Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. Movies and Shows for my man one, Mr. G Lou. Shout outs to Straight Out Menace, MC8, and Master Society. Catch you guys on next one.
peace.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Mhm.